became your helping hand. Lonely earth, I had not known which way to turn, until you said, try smiles, not tears, just laugh and learn. I'm pulling through, and it's because of you. You made me see how lovely life could be. Lifted up my heart and made me count the cost, to find I'd gained, not lost. When I thought that hope was really gone, you showed me I was wrong. And you taught me how to carry on. Thanks for the lifted time, and thanks for the song. I'm pulling through, and it's because of you. I do the same for you if your turn came. Hope it never will, for I've been through the mill. I won't forget this step I'm pulling I'm pulling through, and it's because of you. I do the same for you if your turn came. I hope it never will, for I've been through the mill. I won't forget this debt I'm pulling through.
Thank you, Marilyn Milano. We're so happy to welcome you back. And for those who don't know, Marilyn is an animal lover. She has 3 dogs of her own, and she's working as a pianist these days. And Marilyn hosts a show called Love Has Many Faces on 1150 KKNW, Tuesdays, 9 a.m. If you want to tune in. The mission is to raise awareness, touch hearts, and save lives of animals in need. And thank you for bringing your beautiful singing voice and piano to us. Welcome to the light and love that is Unity of South Sound. My name is Anita Landry, and it's my joy to welcome you here this morning. If you have any questions, concerns, or joys to share, please contact our office during business hours or visit our website at unityofsouthsound.org. At this time, we also invite you to check that your cell phones are on silent. And now we invite you to relax, reconnect, and center in the truth of who we are. Will you please join me in our opening affirmation? There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe: God, goodness, omnipotence. Our mission statement: inspired by the divine, as an inclusive spiritual community, we explore and express our highest potential. Our vision statement: present and centered in divine love, we co-create a peaceful and awakened world. Our core values: we are love, joy, abundance, spirit guided. And now Reverend Megan will lead us in an opening prayer.
have to see if it was set right. Okay. So as we light this light, it is a reminder of the light that we are and the opportunity we have every day and every moment to ignite it, to share it, and to be it. I've had the opportunity in the last couple of weeks actually to support a number of members of our community that are dealing with health challenges. And one of the things that I realize is the greatest gift is when we can just center into peace, to remember the divinity that we are, and that it is always working on our behalf to raise us up back to our wholeness. It is our job to realign with it, to trust it, and to just allow it to guide us. So let's just take a moment to do that. As we go within, we breathe and we feel that presence of God, that ceaseless, restless energy of life that breathes into us this moment in time. And we feel it as it ignites every cell of our being. It turns on the light within us so that we might let it shine. And as we align with it, we feel ourselves lifted up into not only awareness of who we are, but into the wholeness and the full balance and integration of who we are. And as we notice it, we realize it is a gift. And so for today, in this moment, we say thank you for this awesome opportunity to live. And so it is. Amen.
I invite you, if you're able, to stand and join with our song leaders, Annie Lane Ryan and Candace Robeck. And now is the time in our service when we get to greet each other with a namaste greeting. We especially invite you to reach out and greet someone you don't know today, so we can all connect a little more in our community. If you feel comfortable, you can give an elbow bump. Otherwise, we invite you to place your hands together and say namaste. I behold the divinity you are.
good to see you.
You're such a great job up there.
Thank you.
Gosh, have you considered the ministry?
No.
Oh, okay. You just have a real aura.
Namaste. Thank you, ladies.
Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, God so much more than the earth or the stars, all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. God needs us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Now, Reverend Megan will lead us in a time of meditation.
So I invite you to prepare for this time as we move from our head into our heart space, to really feel your seat supporting you and allowing you to receive as you take that journey within. And the song I Will Be, we've done a few times. If you know it, please join with me. Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Here I stand. My heart is here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go. Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. And surrendering into that, we feel and know that connection from within. So with your eyes gently closed, we allow the vibration of our prayer bowl to take us even deeper. Feel it and breathe it in. Breathing, noticing where your breath goes. Consciously shift your thoughts and your mind into your heart space. The intelligence of the heart is the center of our being. So breathe through that now. Breathing in all that is. As we affirm, here I am, a vessel to be used. How will I allow Spirit to use me? I decide. But at the core, I discern, I affirm, whatever Spirit needs of me, I'm willing to be. I'm willing to show up as. I'm willing to allow it to be mine to do. And in this process, as we receive, we also let go. So as you exhale, gently, intentionally know, I am releasing all the energy that is no longer useful to me, that's been used up. I send it out into the universe so it may be transformed for greater good, because everything serves a purpose. And again, I breathe in all that I need and allow it to touch deeply into that force within me. My guide, my inspiration, my wisdom. And I affirm my heart is here to serve. For wherever love, that energy that is breathing me, leads me, I will go. I will go, I will be, I will express, I will make a difference. And in the silence of my being, I allow myself to just feel all that is, and listen for that little whisper of where Spirit's leading me to what is mine to do. I breathe, I feel, I listen, and I choose my next step. Knowing as Spirit leads me, I have the faith to do what is mine to do. And I open my eyes, confident, refreshed, renewed, and excited for the next step of this journey I call life. And so it is. Amen.
There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remain. All these places have their moments with lovers and friends. I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I love them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you. These memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I will never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them in my affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them in my life. I love you
Thank you, Marilyn. I love that song. Haven't heard it in a while. So here we are, another Sunday. Made it to another month. Thank you, LaDonna, for our color shift into, and I had this inspiration this morning. I just felt like pink. And here we have pink. So, in tune with you. There is a spiritual story from an unknown source that I used in my book, Unraveling Grief, at the beginning of chapter 4 on destiny. And I was thinking about that because it's something that I come back around to often in my life, and realizing how often we can get kind of a fear-based feeling of what is happening with my life and how much control do I have over it and what am I here for? And so the story is, during a momentous battle, a Japanese general decided to attack even though his army was greatly outnumbered. He was confident they would win, but his men were filled with doubt, as you can imagine. And on the way to battle, they stopped at a religious shrine, and after praying with the men, the general took out a coin and said, "I shall now toss this coin. If it's heads, we shall win. If it's tails, we shall lose. Destiny will now reveal itself." Can you imagine the energy in the room? So he threw the coin in the air, and it came down, and they all watched intently as it landed, and it was heads. The soldiers were so overjoyed and filled with confidence that they vigorously attacked the enemy, and they were victorious. And after the battle, a lieutenant remarked to the general, and he said, "Well, no one can change destiny." "Quite right," the general replied as he showed the lieutenant the coin that had heads on both sides. So I wonder if we think what is ours to do is revealed to us by destiny. That it's not something we choose or define, or is it? How do we truly know what is ours to do? And if we feel a premonition or a deep sense of something that goes outside of what we think the plan is, do we listen? Do we act? Do we have the faith to step onto a new course? Williams Jennings Bryan said, "Destiny is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. It is not a thing to be waited for. It is a thing to be achieved." So it can change course when we listen from within and trust our force. The key word we're using this summer, right? So this week we continue our summer series, May the Force Be You, exploring the hero's journey through the adventures of Luke Skywalker in a Star Wars episode from this week, The Empire Strikes Back. And in this lesson, we're challenged to consider how to strengthen our awareness of our connection with God, that they call the force within, in support of our hero's personal journey of transformation. And how our struggle is created when we forget how connected we really are to Spirit. There's some spiritual principles that were revealed in this piece of the episode that I want you to be aware of. And the truth is, the wisdom of Spirit is available to us 24/7. 24/7. We only tune it out when we stop listening. It's like turning down the radio dial or turning it off, but the channel still exists, right? We can trust Spirit to lead us. Really trust. Our faith is a guidance system that we direct. Are we using it to connect with the force or by the conditioning of the world around us? And to know that stepping out in faith is sometimes asked of us to expand the boundaries of our reality, to expand our awareness. It's serving a greater purpose. And most importantly, it practices the first principle that we teach in our philosophy, that God is all good, creative, and active in everything, everywhere, without exception. You can't argue it. Even in things that we may be discounting from fear, presumptions, judgments, or distractions. So let's look at the synopsis of this week's story. In the episode, we find that the Empire, the bad guys, are still searching for Han and Leia, who had escaped from their last attempt to intercept them. And as they flee, C-3PO, that gold robot guy, is sharing his negativity nonstop, so they just turn him off. Turning off our negative thoughts, distracting us, is a spiritual practice. And they were getting it. We don't need to listen to him because C-3PO is the voice of doubt. He's always worried about everything. And we have that in us, don't we? So just turn it off. And so then they make their way to the city in the clouds to seek safety, as Han has a friend there named Londo, who he's hoping will help them. Now, this Cloud City was a Tibana gas mining colony floating in the clouds above the planet Bespin, located in the sector of the Outer Rim territory. So it's way kind of out of reach. And under the auspices of the Baron Administrator Londo Calrissian, the city has attempted to avoid unwanted imperial attention, thus making it a safety zone for Han and his friends. Luke, meanwhile, because you want to know what he's up to, right, is continuing his studies with Yoda. And while doing so, he gets this feeling that his friends are in danger, an inner premonition as his connection with the Force is increasing. Just like, remember in the story when Darth Vader and Obi-Wan had both commented on they felt an energy shift in the universe, within the Force. And so as we become sensitive to the Force within us, we notice when something is shifting, and we begin to pay attention to something that we need to hear. And so Luke loses his focus then, because of that, in his training, and now he's more focused on his friends. Distractions can shift us. Yoda wants him to focus on the present. He says the future is always in motion and unpredictable, which is true because it hasn't happened yet. So it's changeable. So let us recall that Yoda is the keeper of ancient wisdom. His role is to give the one seeking something that is necessary for their journey. And there are always tests and trials involved in order for the seeker to obtain the knowledge. So Luke is in the midst of this important part of his journey right now. Yoda may recognize, though, that this is a significant test for Luke at this point in his training and the transformation to become a Jedi Knight. Luke strongly feels that he must go despite Yoda not wanting him to. And Yoda says his choice may save them, but destroy all they've worked for. Therefore, Luke must choose. A test of his faith and trust of his inner guidance. So often, we are confronted with a choice, right? That takes us away from a commitment or a focus to do something, but we cannot ignore it as important to do, even if not supported by outside guidance. We have to trust our inner connection. Yoda's concern is if Luke abandons training for what appears to be the quick and easy path, like he's ready to go without further training, he may be more susceptible to falling into the dark side, which of course is ultimately what Darth Vader's plan is, right? You never know what's going on, but if we come back to the center, the force within Luke prevents him from saying no to what he feels is his to do. He can't ignore it. So in a deeper interpretation of this segment, remember Luke Skywalker's journey represents our hero's journey. He represents us, that inner drive to discover our true nature. And the hero then experiences many challenges as he or she seeks to discover what is theirs alone to do in the world. It may not be what is Yoda's to do, but what is for Luke to do. So as we grow in awareness of the strengths within us, the awareness is often tested. Will we stay focused on our study and unfoldment, or will we allow ourselves to be distracted by outer circumstances, or be pulled into a sidebar that maybe we need to test where we're at, that could enhance our training experience in many ways? Strengthening our awareness of our connection to the divine will help us to move forward in faith. How can we now see this choice is an important test in our process? Think back in your life where you know something was a test and you weren't sure if you were prepared, but you had to follow it through. even though it might have altered a course or seemed like a distraction, how did it serve you anyway as to what is yours to do along the way? Can you reflect on a time when you made a decision because it felt like it was the right thing to do, even against outer influences or other guidance, but had an intuitive sense or a premonition something was mine to do, and I must face my fears and the potential risk and do it anyway? It's a pivotal, growing point in our journey. You know, as a minister, I find myself asking that question all the time: what is mine to do? I'm presented with so many things that need attention, a direction, a decision to be made, or something that needs to be planned, and then the unexpected comes up. Somebody needs support. And I find myself with all the things that cross my path, wondering if all these things are really mine to do. Perhaps mine is to delegate or to direct in another way, or to realize that time for this is not now. There doesn't need to be a big hurry to get to that one. And I can easily fill my plate with busyness and not take any time off. So easy. And all of it can be important, but all of it may not be mine to do. So as Yoda said, the decision is yours. It is mine to discern. And where do I find my guidance, my direction, the realization of what I need to give my attention to in this moment? It's turning within, to see the issue before me and ask for clarity and wisdom and discernment of what fits best into my responsibilities, or is there another option to consider? Am I willing to do that? Because sometimes my mind goes, oh, it'd just be so much easier if I just do it. It'd be faster, quicker, I don't have to explain anything, and yet, is it really mine to do? Will that, in the long run, be the best use of my time? And so as I listen and remain open to seeing my role in the way forward, it requires that I direct my faith in knowing whatever I choose, the result will offer value. So I don't second guess myself and I don't beat myself up because in hindsight I'm going, oh, you should have done something else. Well, it's too late now, right? So I find the value in what I did choose. And it's interesting because oftentimes I realize that it may be a test in how I'm managing myself. It may be a learning opportunity, a growing edge that provides me with the confidence to trust my relationship with the force. That force within that is the true source of my guidance. And so it's interesting, last week, I got a message that from the organizer of the Porch Fest, which is an event that happens around here. Last year was the first time, and it means concerts in the different home porches. It's a way of neighborhoods to come together. And they got permission from our landlords that own this building to use the spire, that's what we call ourselves, as the where the main stage, to use the parking lot, to have food trucks come in, and that there's a little parade that would come and it would end here, and this would be the main place. And so I realized, oh my gosh, this is really important that we become visible in the community. It's an opportunity for us to connect with our neighbors and perhaps create awareness that we exist and how we might support them. And it's like, okay, so we have 10 days to pull this off, and it's the same day as the paintbrush paint day. So I had to sit with what is mine to do, and I said, what is ours to do is to create a way to make this happen. So I reached out to board members, I reached out to the YFM staff and said, can you support me in finding a simple way of making this happen? We can print some brochures, we can put up a table. David and Joey provided a canopy we could put up really easily, and so that we could be a presence and just let it unfold. And it felt like the right thing to do. Did I have time for that on my plate? It didn't feel like it, but it felt like it was an important channel of energy. And so what is mine to do is what my inner wisdom guides me to say yes to. And every time we take a risk, alter a course, or redirect ourselves based on that deep sense of, I must do this, we are deepening our connection with God, our source, the force within. And it will always be transformational. So looking back at the hero's journey stages within this lesson, we can see that it takes us into the initiation stage. It is the road of trials. Oh boy. The time when our mental journey merges with our physical journey that results in a spiritual revelation of purpose and self. The road of trials is a series of tests, tasks, or ordeals that one must undergo to begin personal transformation. You know you have experienced some of these, and that as we evolve, the stages of our journey we could go back to, and there's like little pieces of it that we relive. And so the road of trials takes us on this journey in life that we will experience failure, yes, or the appearances of failure in one or more tests, which, according to Joseph Campbell in The Hero's Journey, they usually come in threes. So the hero, as us, as in Luke, is tested and found vulnerable. But the outcome reveals a part of ourselves that we did not know existed. That is the reason for the test. It's important that we take the journey to discover something of value about ourselves that we did not know existed. And thus the test, no matter the outcome, serves a valuable purpose in our evolving self. You know, my grief journey taught me that. I've shared with you before. Having the courage to embrace my pain, I discovered valuable insight into the resiliency of who I am. A major test in my life journey that transformed me at depth as a result. And ultimately, I can see it as a gift. Each one of these moments in our experience that challenge us contains a hidden gift. So we find this is an important part of our spiritual evolution, and we can see that through Jesus' story in the book of Matthew 4:1, when he's tempted by Satan in the desert. You know that story? And what does he say to Satan? He's tempted 3 times, by the way, so comes in threes. He says, "Get behind me, Satan. Get behind me." Meaning the distractions of the world, the false sense of self, that ego, it is not in charge, but meant to follow the lead of Source. It wants to be in charge, which is what all the distractions are about, which the test can be for us to say, who are you going to allow to lead the way here? The divinity within all beings, the true wisdom and the guide in our path, is when we stand forward and say, I will let Spirit lead the way. So ask yourself, how am I tempted in life? Is something distracting me away from my true path? A test in choosing my direction of what is really mine to do here. What source am I listening to? Ultimately, the lesson leaves us with more questions to consider in our challenge of understanding the power of the choices that come within our life journey. You know, I see as I've evolved and I had more confidence, then I didn't lean into those outside of me, like a parent or a teacher, somebody that I saw as smarter, wiser, more experienced, and I would just do whatever they said and then find it's like, why is it doesn't work out the way it did for them? It's because maybe that way wasn't my way to do it. And so it's like, get behind thee. Distraction, alter different wisdom, like listening within, what is mine to do? So I ask myself, am I tuning turning off my negative voice to more clearly hear my intuitive voice. Turn off my C3PO. Just tune him off. Am I allowing it to distract me from my best path? You know, when we have too much on our plate, those are distractions. It's really hard to get clear with what's the best next step forward. And so how do we remove the distraction? We go within. We come to center. We come to peace. We ask, am I allowing my inner light to be used? We're just saying, use me, God, right? To be used to overcome my darkness, any fears within me. Because it's an illusion when we shine light on it. Am I using my inner light to strengthen my connection with the force within me? My inner guidance system that I can count on. And so where am I directing my faith, my focus? Because that's what faith is. It's where I direct my energy. So as we discern our truth, by deepening the connection of the divine nature of our souls, by listening to the force, guiding our way, we have the power to choose what is mine to do every step of the way. And we can celebrate that. Whatever we need is divinely designed within us. Tune within. So let's do that right now. In closing, I want to invite you to affirm this prayer intentionally. Breathing in the light. I am the light of God. I am an expression of the force within me. I let nothing move me from understanding that I am enough. I have instant access to inner knowledge and wisdom. I use the light within me to illumine dark places. I have the power to overcome my negative thinking, and I am grateful for the power I have, and I use it for good, for creativity, for purpose. I am connected to the indwelling spirit. Feel it, breathe it, know it. And in that moment, I am blessed. In my realization, I am blessed. For I am. I am. In the name and through the power of the indwelling force within me, we say collectively, Amen. And so it is. And the only question left is, what is mine to do next? You decide. Thank you.
We want to thank all of you who may be joining us here for the first time or online. Thank you for sharing your consciousness and your love with us. If it's your second time joining us, welcome back. And if you've been with us for a long time now, welcome home. So to all our friends, we want to share our unity blessing. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divinity you are. At this time, we'd like to invite our ushers forward to prepare for the love offering, and I'll invite Marilyn Milano to prepare for her next song. This is the time in our service when we get the chance to share of our financial blessings with this community. There are many easy ways to do so. You can give through our website or our Facebook page by clicking on the donate button at the top right. It's easy and secure. You can call our office or mail it to us. And if you're here in person, there are offering envelopes in the back of the pew, and you can drop your gift in the offering plate as it's passed down your row. We also encourage you to consider setting up your intentional giving as a monthly or weekly automatic gift so that you can set it and forget it. And always hold in your heart, though, so you can call the office to find out how to do that. And whichever way we make our tithes, we hold these love offerings in this moment, in our hands and in our hearts, and affirm this together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am in perfect balance and flow with the universal tides of giving and receiving, and we are truly blessed. Amen.
Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy is rich, oh, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, so you cry. One of these mornings, I said you're gonna rise up singing. You're gonna spread your wings. Oh, you'll rise to the sky. Oh, but till that morning, oh, ain't nothing can harm you. With mama and daddy standing by. Summertime, and the living is easy. Oh, fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Hey, your daddy is rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, as a you cry.
Beautiful, our own little jazz combo. We have a few announcements to highlight for you this morning, but you can read more in our weekly e-blast. Have it all at your fingertips. If you're not yet a subscriber, go to our homepage and click on the newsletter sign up button. Fill out your contact info and submit, and your info will be safe and will never be shared. Today is Chaplain Sunday, and we have a prayer chaplain to pray with you after the service. Will our designated prayer chaplain please stand? It's Ruth Rogers. Woohoo! If you have a prayer on your heart, please visit the vestibule at the side of the sanctuary. If the door is closed, please wait out here in the sanctuary, and Ruth will open the door when she's ready for you. And we also ask that you do wear a mask in the vestibule, and masks are provided. Yesterday, we completed our final day of Project Paintbrush. Woo! We had so much fun, and many people participated, and our homeowner is very happy, and Heidi will bring us all the before and after photos next Sunday, and we'll celebrate all of our fantastic volunteers. And I want to call Reverend Megan up to tell us about our final spiritual walk and talk of the season.
I can't believe it's the third month of the summer, so to speak, and our final spiritual walk and talk will be next Sunday at 12:30, and I'm asking you to meet at Owen Beach, which is in Point Defiance Park. There's a lot of parking there, and we'll just meet down in front, and we're going to walk along the promenade there over to the Vashon Ferry, and we're going to take the ferry ride as the time that we can get together and have our spiritual conversation. So if you'd like to just meet us at the ferry, we're going to be taking the 140 ferry, and we're staying on the ferry. It's only 20 minutes over and 20 minutes back with a little, wait to unload and load the cars and everything. And it gives us an interesting perspective, and it's a fun thing to do in the summertime. So join me. Know that you can bring your fur babies on a leash. You're responsible for how they get along with each other, and I believe you can take them on the ferry on the upper deck. So if we have dogs with us, we'll just go up in the upper deck for our chat, and I look forward to sharing that time with you next Sunday. Thank you. Oh, one thing just to let you know, the cost of the ferry is only $6.20 round trip if you're just a regular adult. If you're a senior or 12 and under, it's only $3.10. So it's a good deal. So you gotta come prepared to pay for that.
Unity of South Sound's annual church picnic will be held on Sunday, August 20th, after the service, from 12 to 3 p.m. at Franklin Park here in Tacoma. Hot dogs and vegan dogs will be provided. And we're calling forth someone who has a grill that they would like to bring to cook up those hot dogs and vegan dogs. If that's you, you could come talk to Reverend Megan or Heidi. Just call the office, email. We're also asking that attendees bring sides and beverages to share. And there will be games for the kids provided by our youth team. And so bring your picnic items and camping chairs and friends, and we can't wait to enjoy this beautiful summer weather with you. Now, let's welcome in our children. All right, let's bless our youth. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divinity you are. Oh, guess what Sunday it is? It's birthday Sunday. So if you have an August birthday, please stand so we may sing to you.
Well, and Reverend Michael is
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, you are wonderful. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you, you're wonderful. God is blessing you now. Okay, if the mom of the young children would like to come up, and we would invite everyone else to stand if you're able and join in singing our peace song with Annie and Candace. You want to come?
This is right.
Oh, okay.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace and harmony. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever God is, I am. And all is well. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next Sunday, same time, same place.